since changing stuff with Windows on my computer, and I can't scroll. But today's reading is the developer blog update for VRChat on August 14th, 2025. Welcome to the developer update for August 14th. Today's featured world is Dream Ocean by Shiny Flyvers. Announcements. Film Jam is ongoing. Get those cameras rolling in case you've missed it. We're running our first ever Film Jam from August 4th to September 1st. Read the rules and guidelines on our blog post linked above. There's a VRChat badge, VRChat Plus, and more in store for the winners. But most importantly, we want you to have fun. If anyone has any questions about the jam, feel free to ask the filmmakers of VRChat Discord or in the VRChat Discord, #VRChat-jams. Web updates. We identified and fixed an issue which would get users stuck in a loop between the login page and their intended page. The event calendar week view should no longer be missing events which are in the same week but a different month. Fixed an issue which prevented accepting an invite to an invite-only group from the group page. Farewell to SDK2. About 4 years ago, we shared that SDK2's time was coming to an end. We also let you know that eventually, uploads with SDK2 would be turned off. That moment is almost here. In about 3 months, on November 3rd, 2025, SDK2 uploads will be switched off. After that date, you will not be able to upload, tweak, or update SDK2 avatars or worlds. The servers will reject any SDK2 uploads. Over the years, SDK2 has been a big part of VRChat's history, but it's also held us back, slowing development, adding extra quality assurance work, and keeping some stubborn performance issues alive. Moving on will help us make VRChat faster, smoother, and ready for new possibilities. Good news, your SDK2 worlds and avatars will still work after November 3rd, but since you won't be able to update them, future VRChat changes or new features could break them, and you will not be able to fix them. Crying emoji. We currently don't plan to block SDK2 content from loading entirely, but if something major goes wrong and we run out of options, we might have to. Our goal is to always preserve your creations for as long as we can. Now is the time to bring your projects into SDK3. If you can't migrate, make sure your SDK2 content is polished and updated before November rolls around. Avatar ID generation. In the next SDK update, we'll be implementing a security change that impacts avatar uploading process, but only in some very specific circumstances. For most people, you can just read this. If you upload your avatar via the VRChat SDK, clicking simply the good old build and publish button, then this doesn't impact you at all. However, if you use or have created a tool to batch upload many of your avatars at once, it might affect you. For tool creators, here's what you need to know. For any SDK tool that uses SDK native build and upload feature, for new avatars, nothing will change. For updates to existing avatars, you will need to ensure you're correctly passing the avatar ID via the VRC avatar struct. This is already how it should be done, so if you've kept up, nothing should break here. For any tool that manually calls SDK's build and upload methods for new avatars, you'll have to reserve an avatar ID via the API using the VRC API.createAvatarRecord method. We highly encourage you using a combined build and upload method, which takes care of that for you. For updates to existing avatars, you'll need to ensure that you're passing the avatar ID in the VRC avatar struct, same as build and upload. Addressing some avatar marketplace UX issues. We've been working hard at improving the avatar marketplace. Well, we have some things cooking behind the scenes. There's one small change that we are fast tracking, as we've seen it pop up in a couple places. When selecting the button, the details button was larger than the others, which folks felt was an odd choice, so we're changing it. The details button will be moved down and replaced with an apply label for an avatar that you own or a purchase label for one you don't. Simple. This change will be in an upcoming release. That's it for this week. See you on the 28th. There's a couple of comments of people talking about how they thought SDK2 was already disabled. In our RP community, there was an update that affected many avatars be listed as poor due to fake light assets that VRC is flagging. 2 replies to it. Remember to read without more information, I assume that it is the VRChat. That came a while ago. I don't remember when exactly, but there was an update probably within the last 2 years where avatar performance ranks used to not also include how much resources or video memory, I guess, it took for your avatar to load. So there was a number of people where they had an avatar that was, say, good, but because it used more than, I think it's 120 megabytes of video memory, it then bumped it to very poor, or 80 or something would bump it to poor. More questions for SDK2. Someone talking about that fake light asset particle system that spawned a light. That was a way to hide lights from the safety system before. Bunch of people still talking about that. Someone talking about how SDK2 should not take a performance hit if it's still in the same Unity engine. Understand it's not simple, but I can see this could be working with minimal overhead. Any chance of integrating SDK2 features into the current version with improvements? Going to miss SDK2. Much lower barrier of entry than SDK3 ever has or will. I guess. My page for uploading avatars is missing. How do I fix play on Quest 3 and don't have a PC? Oh man. A lot of the current SDK2 avatars are broken in recent VRChat updates. It'll be sad when the treehouse map will no longer work. Someone commenting Udon stuff. More bug fixes. This would be horrible if SDK2 got blocked in the icons of booth avatar, I believe. Can we get stats on how many people still upload SDK2 and use SDK2 avatars? And that's the end of the comments.